This is our destination today. Join us as we explore and discover all the gems on this hike into the Superstition Mountains to this beautiful apple orchard.
In fact, here's a couple of gems right here.
Here's a couple of nice ones. I think I'll take them back and share them with my wife.
At Hidden Gems of Nature, I don't tell you what the destination is. Instead, I give you clues so you can explore and discover these hidden gems or your own hidden gems. So watch carefully as we identify clues to find these destinations. And remember, subscribe to Hidden Gems of Nature YouTube channel. We're headed east on Highway 60, just past Florence Junction. We're going to turn left and head north off of Highway 60.
We're going to head down this road for a couple of miles and then turn off this paved road onto a improved dirt road. Now we take a ride off the pavement and onto the dirt. Heading down this improved dirt road, we're actually going to take a left on this dirt road and head up to the mountains. We'll be on this road for 10-12 miles.
You know, I've been down this road over 100 times, but never have I seen the clarity in these canyons like I did this morning. This is really a spectacular view. Enjoy it. We've come to the last major Y on the road. We'll take the right side of the Y and head up to the trailhead about 3 miles away.
We just climbed up over the saddle. We're at well over 4,000 feet now in the Superstitions. You can see where we've just come from back down behind me. I'll pan a little bit so you can see it. The monsoons were really bad this year, so the road's really rutty. You'll need a clearance vehicle to get up it, not necessarily four-wheel drive, but you will need clearance. Once you pass over the summit, you're just about 200 or 300 yards down to the trailhead. Welcome to Hidden Gems of Nature. We're in the parking lot of our trailhead today. I'll pan a little bit as I'm talking to you. We're a little over 4,000 feet. It's been a generous monsoon season, so the grass is deep and all the vegetation is green. I'm looking forward to being back in the Superstitions. It's the middle of September. I haven't been up here since Memorial Day weekend. This is our trailhead. We're off down the trailhead and on our way. This trailhead has about 3 different trails on it. They all lead off of the same trailhead and then split into 3 different directions a little ways down the trail. We approach the first fork and we will take a left down this fork. You can see the summer monsoons have been generous this year because the trail is completely covered in tall grass. Can't even see it till we break out into these rocks up ahead. Kind of nice, actually. Usually don't expect a lot of flower along the way, but coming across some flowers. Even right here growing across the trail, lots of flowers. Stopped about a mile down the trail. I want to show you what the canyon looks like that we're hiking down. We're actually going to go down this canyon just probably another half mile or so, and then we'll go up a side canyon that will take us up and over a saddle that we will be backpacking down into our destination. But what's interesting about this, and you can't tell from this angle, there was a fire that blew through here about 2.5 years ago. In fact, I'm standing next to some burnt out bushes right now, but everything is green around them. The whole canyon is green. It was a great monsoon season, so if you're interested in a good green hike in the Superstition Mountains this fall, this is a great one to take.
Along with all the flowers came a lot of butterflies on the trail. In fact, the entire hike there were butterflies constantly flying up and around me. I took a picture in this one area that was probably the most exaggerated of all the areas I was hiking in, but it kind of gives you a feel for the amount of butterflies that were on the trail as I was hiking.
We're actually now just coming to a fork in the trail. We're going to actually take a right. You can take a left. There's a cool hike down to the left that I've been on. Or we can take a right and head back on this trail. You can see kind of how overgrown it is. Part of it's due to the fact that they had some flash floods, and so there's debris that's crossed the trail and created some additional overgrowth. Between the fire and the flash floods from the monsoons this last summer, the trail isn't just overgrown, but there's sections that are washed out. So you'll want to watch for cairns when you come in and out of the wash. I've actually been hiking in the wash for the better part of a half a mile and found this cairn to get me back on the trail, but the trail is very overgrown. So if you know the general direction you're going, you should be okay. Rising up above us on the ridge line are these pinnacles. We're up on the saddle. You can see behind me the side canyon that we just got through hiking up. That was the hardest part of the hike, is coming up out of that main canyon through the side canyon. We're at about 5,200 feet now. Nice cool breeze up on top, probably in the high 70s, low 80s. Gorgeous. If we can find some shade, it'll be even nicer. I'm going to pan around so you can see what the ridge lines and the peaks look like up here. Most of them are covered with conifers, lots of pinyon pines, cedars, some ponderosas. We've gone about 2.5 miles now. We've got 3.5, 4 miles left to get into our destination. Hard part's behind us. The hike down in will also have some conifers. I'll see how devastated it was by the fire. I hiked in here about 2.5 years ago, about 3 months before the fire blew through here. So it'll be interesting to compare the difference between then and now. Enjoy yourself as you explore and discover the gems on this trail in the Superstition Mountains. You can see behind me what used to be quite a stand of ponderosas. Good news is the whole area didn't burn out. In fact, I'm going to kind of turn the camera around. You'll be able to see the canyon to my left has a lot of ponderosas on it, and it bleeds down right into the main canyon with quite a few ponderosas. I'll just turn the camera and show you that we're in a nice stand of ponderosas here that are still green, shady and beautiful. This is where the side canyon comes in, where the fire didn't affect the foliage quite as much. You can see behind me as I'm walking that the trail is completely covered in grass. You can't even see the trail because the grass is so thick, and of course the ponderosas in here are thick and green. So are the oak trees and a couple walnuts. It's pretty. So you'll have a couple of pockets of really lush green areas as you come through on this trail even after this fire. I took a picture of this meadow 2.5 years ago when I backpacked through this area, and I'll put a picture of it on here. We went in April. The grass was still dormant, not green yet. As you can see here, this pasture or meadow is just, I mean, it's waist deep in grass. It's beautiful, and all the trees around the edges of the meadow, it's gorgeous. Beautiful gem on this hike in the Superstition Mountains.
This is a picture of the same meadow 2.5 years earlier when we came in the beginning of April with my brother-in-law Ted and his daughter Maren and my daughter Olivia. Quite a contrast from the middle of September.
This is one of the few perennial streams in the Superstition Mountains. Beautiful, cool water. Already rinsed my face off in it. Had a deep drink.
At first glance, I thought this was a mountain lion print, and then I saw the 5th toe and the bear claw marks and realized what it was.
We've just arrived at the southern tip of our destination. As you can see, the meadow is just as thick and green as the other ones we've passed through. Well, we've made it to our destination, but it's not without a lot of trail finding. The trail was difficult to follow in a number of places, so we just continued on down by the creek, and that allowed us to find our way eventually and connect with the trail off and on the entire way. We're at the destination. It's actually a ranch house. This is a foundation of the ranch house. And there's some more remnants of the old ranch. So we're going to walk around and take a look at some of those gems. We continued on down the trail till we came to this little marker here on the side. And if you turn and look in there, this is one of the other reasons we came in here, to see this. Let's see what we've got. Yep, that's what we came for. Look at those. This is our destination. It's an apple orchard. It's one of the many gyms on this trail. We've shown you the ranch foundation, and this is the orchard. We actually happen to be in here in the middle of September, so a lot of the apples on these trees are ready to pick. Others aren't, but we'll find out how good they are and how well they are picked. I've been up here before, but I've always been up in the spring, and so I haven't had the opportunity to come in and see all of the apples in this orchard. So we thought we'd cut some of this apple up, see how good it was. Looks great. See how it tastes. That's a good apple. From what I understand, you have to fight the bears off for these, so fortunately we got in here while the bears were sleeping. Well, we definitely didn't get here before the bears, because that pile of bear sign is chock full of apples. Here's a couple of nice ones. I think I'll take them back and share them with my wife. Nice apple, no worms. Kind of like that. There you go. Straight from the hike.